of, we refuse to be enemies.
Mm-hmm. Is it resonating with the people?
Yes.
Mm.
This is, we try to encourage people by doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like to motivate them through lecturing them or talking just theories. No, we try to do it on the ground, and so people get more motivated. The same story, we are working with women in the village.
Mm-hmm.
We have a women's center, and we are developing, like we are giving computer classes, English classes, and the idea again is to motivate the role of the women in our society. So most of our work is done with young people, with children, with women, but the idea is behind it is to motivate
Mm-hmm.
the young people, to show them they are capable for for shaping their future.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of future do you see for your farm, for Palestine?
I mean, politically, it's very difficult situation, and everybody knows it's very difficult. But my hope is more on the people
Mm-hmm.
from both sides. My hope is from both sides to realize that there is no chance for anybody to exist on the cost of the other. We have to learn how to live together, to accept each other, and work together for a better future. But this is my hope. I hope on people. And, there are so many things are happening. I can say, well, it is this small hope, but together and also with each other, with the vision we have, we can realize this dream and establish, the real peace,
Mm-hmm.
not the peace that is signed on papers.
So do you have Israelis who come to visit?
We have Israelis who would like to know more about our situation or
Mm-hmm.
visiting. We are in contact with peace organizations there. We have also rabbis for human rights.
Mm-hmm.
American Jewish who come to study to be rabbis. They come and visit us, learn about the Palestinian situation, and also support the work we are doing. We have also, in our last summer camp, we have 2 American Jewish volunteers who spend 2 weeks time to work with children on our farm.
Wow.
So this is a very important thing to say, because at the end we need to work together.
Yeah, so slowly you are making inroads with some of the Israelis.
Yeah.
How about settlers? Have you been able to make peace with any of the settlers, or?
I mean, it's very difficult to talk about peace while we are living under occupation.
Yeah.
But for us, the most important thing is to create an understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Because as I said before, many Israelis, they are not aware of our situation.
Right.
They don't know exactly what is happening, how to live on a place that belongs to you and you have no access to running water, no electricity, and no building permit,
Right.
So these kinds of things we need the people from the other side to understand our situation. And with settlers, we had bad experiences, but we had a couple of good experiences when a settler woman came to visit us. We had a peace circle, and when I told the story that we have no running water, she interrupted me and she said, "You have no drinking water here, but we have swimming pools in our settlements. I'm living in that settlement since 9 years. And for the first time, I realized that I have neighbor." So, I mean, what you see here, when people start to take this step forward and be curious and try to get to know the other side as a human being, the whole story started to change,
Mm-hmm.
And this is my hope, I mean, I cannot talk about peace, but these are like small steps that can and must be done in order to have like the real peace, I can say.
Yeah, it seems like if you make small steps, that's the first path down the road, is to take a small step. So this woman, the settler that you were talking about, was living maybe a few
100 meters away.
Yeah, 100 meters away, and she didn't know what was happening below the hill or on the next hill,
Right.
as it were. Yeah, um, that's sort of been my perception of what goes on in Israel too. Is that the wall, for example, is pretty innocuous looking from the Israeli side, and it's only from the Palestinian side that it looks. You can see the whole. What is it? 25 feet of wall. That it's pretty. You don't, from the Israeli side, you don't see much of Palestinian life at all.
Right.
The goal is to go from the settlements to the to Jerusalem, maybe where they work. To many of the settlers work in Jerusalem, without ever going through a Palestinian village or seeing Palestinian, because they're not allowed to cross those roads, even cross the roads, let alone travel on them. For the most part, is that correct?
Yes. I mean, because this separation is keeping the people to think always in a negative way, and to be scared from the other, and to see the other as an enemy, as in a danger. But if there will be a chance for the people as people, of course we have a lot of political problems that should be, that we should find solutions to it, on the political level. But there are so many things that should be done on the ground in order for the people to understand, And this, I'm talking about these steps. If the people from both sides have the chance to get to know each other as people, it's not about like normalizing their relationships. No, there is still occupation. There is no peace about what to talk. But the other thing is, we need to let the people understand how we are living as Palestinians.
I think we have a telephone call. This is a first ever. All right. Hello, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi. Did you have a question for our speaker?
I do indeed. There's an incredible story being told by this gentleman, and we're wondering where we might be able to make a contribution to help support Ten of Nations.
Thank you for that. We're having a little difficulty with it here. We'll talk about that. Did you have something else you wanted to say, or?
No, just specifically
okay.
Just how we can help. I know I can't get to the land, but I can certainly help in some way, I hope.
Okay, we'll talk about that. Thanks for your call. Ooh, that was fun. We had our first ever phone call on Piece by Piece, and she wants to know how she can help.
We have an association here called the Friends of Tent of Nations North America, and you can find the information on the internet under www.fotona.org. I'm sorry, Fotona, FOTONNA.org. Okay.
And we also have the Ten of Nations website. It's www.fotonna.org.
Right.
Is the organization in the United States.
Yes.
And that's what brought you here.
Right.
Do you know a little bit about how that started? Can you?
The idea started after our friends like Mark Breverman and Bill Plitz and Bill Mims, they came to visit our farm. They were on a tour with the Interfaith Peace Builder group, and to get to know the land, the Israel and Palestine, and meet people from both sides, meet people from Israel and Palestine who are working for peace, and they came on our farm, and they heard our story and the work we are doing, and then when this is the short version of the story. When they get back, they thought, let us do something, about that. Let us support the work of the Tent of Nations, and then they established this organization here.
That's wonderful. I had the privilege of meeting both Mark Braverman and Jonathan Kitab for the first time a few weeks ago. They were at a conference that I was at,